If you hear my voice for the one time, drop some emojis in the chat real quick. We're about to begin. What's good, everybody? First off, I just realized something. My hand is actually stuck. My camera is actually stuck at the moment. So hold on one second. Whoa. There we go. Camera finna cut back on. Hold up. Let's go ahead and start this off the right way. Maestro, cue that illustrious theme music. Yeah. Crank the volume up for one time. I was able to properly introduce it the right way. My name is Kaelin Ellis, and you're tuned in here on Makers FM.
You are now tuned in to Makers Radio, the best in the world. If you don't know, now you know. No.
How we doing, y'all? Shucks. First and foremost, I just want to say I'm very thankful on this fine August 4th, 2026. Crash says it's a better day. I'm right there with you, bro. It is a way better day. J. Quell says a little sore, but we all right. What caused the soreness? I'm curious to know. What caused a little bit of the soreness. Soreness sucks, I'm not gonna lie. It really does. Soreness absolutely is trash. It's the worst. I'm trying to think. I know there's like a thing where you can like put it on your muscles and it like it's not as sore. But let me run some frequencies for the one time. I'm pretty happy about today. Hold up. Let me actually turn that back because that didn't do it the smooth way I wanted to. Like this. There we go. That's way better. Let me zoom in on my face a little bit. Kind of go down a little bit of the rabbit hole of what we got for today. Let's add some colors to the room. What kind of colors should I put in this room before I begin this stream? We got a lot of cool stuff to go down. Let me turn on my don't disturb. Nobody called me at this point. Purple. Okay, we should hit purple. Finna go purple with it. Hold up. Wow, that's really purple. Got purple, orange, or green. Orange on deck. What's funny is I was able to get the green over here, but it's a little different up here. Let me actually see if I can try and get the camera to move a little bit. I'm gonna show you guys what my ceiling looks like in the process of, man. So, shucks. First and foremost, I'm appreciative of you guys being here today. If you tune in here for the first time, third time, how many ever times, I want to know your name and where you're located right now in the world. Where are you at in the world? Hold on, actually, I got to do something real quick. Let me change the settings. Yeah, that's way better. Way more smoother, way more cleaner. Where's everybody located on the planet? I'm curious to know where you're from, where you're at. I'm actually gonna start a vault chat. Got Boston in the house, watch your mouth, New York. Create a group chat. Take a photo. Chicago in the house, Houston, Texas in the house. Got Ed Washington, 2 threads ahead from the UK, ATL in the house, watch your mouth. Let's go. I am live on Makers FM. We making a group chat right now. What are y'all up to? I'm on makers.fm right now. I'll send a selfie too. Invite all the members. Got VA in the house, watch your mouth. Phoenix, Arizona, man, we worldwide today. So first and foremost, I want to say welcome to the Makers Club, Makers FM, I shall say. So if you're watching this, just know I stream every single week when I'm not traveling, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. I'm usually here listening, creating, cooking up, and collaborating. Also teaching. I'm doing a little bit of everything that involves music. You can consider me your host, Kaelin Ellis, for this particular day. I like to consider myself a space nurturer, if you will. If you want to know what happens every single week, we're always making something. More than likely, it'll be for someone's record, my own music. If you haven't listened to my music, I have music out on the streaming platforms you can listen to right now. And very much so, I am finishing an album at this very moment. And I might actually consider today to be one of the first days that I'm going to start the process of finishing the project. And I want to do it in front of you guys. So if you do find yourself inclined to join this space and see what is happening, just know we have over 3,000 creatives making music, cooking up, and literally, and I mean literally, every single week we're doing this. So if you want to tap in, I highly urge you to become a Makers Club member. Cop not only just a membership, you can actually join the Makers Studio for free right now. And I actually been trying to put everybody on to the Maker Studio that's happening literally right now. Let me actually put it right here, Maker Studio. This right here. This literally right here. Maker Studio, my guy. Maker Studio. You can join for free. There's always something happening. So you don't want to miss out with the Maker Studio. What's cool is, for those of you guys that do subscribe and pay a little $25 for a month, I have a giant vault of these streams when I'm streaming every single week. I've been streaming since 2021. So if any of you guys are curious, I'm going to be creating a platform inside the Discord where you can access all of this stuff in the vault currently. And so if you're curious, highly urge you guys to join into the vault. Plus, I got some pretty cool tools. And as you guys know, I gotta plug the Makers Club, and I gotta plug the studio that is inside of the Makers Club. Yes, there's a studio inside of the Makers Club, and I'm not just talking about the studio room. No. I have been building something for the longest, and I talk about it every single top of the stream. That way you guys know where my sounds are coming from. I curate sound design, my own sound packs, my own tools alongside the Makers Club. And so for those of you guys that are mad curious to tap in with any of the tools, cop a membership, bro. Cop one, because you'll be able to access the tools that I have currently inside the Discord. Just hit that little joint and you'll be able to get it. But nonetheless, I feel very excited. Who was it that just said this? Swift Dreamer says, Kaelin, in a previous stream, you said you had something in your room that hinted at your next album. Is that thing still in the room on this current stream? No, it is not currently in this room. I had on a t-shirt, and the t-shirt had the title of the next album. I'll let you go back in the history if you want to find that. But the shirt that I'm wearing at the moment is for merchandise that I got years ago from the one and only Sango. Sango is probably one of the coldest producers that have the coldest taste. He has just the coldest taste, you know what I'm saying? He's also one of my mentors, so I feel very excited to not only just be on this stream, cooking up, creating, talking to y'all, but I look forward to whatever's about to transpire. And even before you guys got on, I actually was working on something that I'm gonna send off, and I wanted to see if I could do a little practice, create a beat, couple beats, and then kind of get into the process of what I'm gonna be mixing tonight. And so I'll tell you guys something that I'm gonna be working on tonight exclusively using the tools in the Makers Club, in my library and everything. It's literally all of my tools for my space. If you want to know what I'm going to be using tonight, I'm going to be using Ableton Live. I'm going to be using some of these tools in this room. I also have an Ableton Push 3. I have an Arturia Micro Freak, and everything else in this room is going to be recorded for my own original sound. So if you're watching for the first time, third time, last time, if you want to know where all the bass sounds and the drums are coming from, it's your boy. I designed all of it. And so if you hear anything that you like tonight, just know you can ask any of our Makers Club members about what these tools are, because the Makers Club essentially copped the sample pack in order to join in. But if you join into the Makers Club, just know you bought into a space that's growing, and we consistently have something going on every single week. Currently at this moment, I want to say we got a sample flip challenge that's literally due next week, Monday. I made a sample yesterday based off of one of the tracks that I was making last night on the last stream. So I just want to say, hey, if you haven't tapped in, this is going to be one of the best spaces you can be at to cook up, create, and learn how to get better at making stuff. You don't even have to make music to be here. You can just simply enjoy the process, and I'm glad that you're here enjoying it. So if you haven't joined in a while, where you been? That's what I'm curious about. Where have you guys been? Everybody has been super busy. Everybody's just been dealing with life. I've been dealing with life. I've been dealing with my own things. So to kind of get the little how can I say it, icebreaker started, the sample, I'm gonna play you guys a sample that I did yesterday for the live stream. And this is one that I actually played off of our very own Makers Club member, Architect. Architect is actually one of the guys that created this sample initially. And so I played around it, and that was the sample that was going to be a part of the sample challenge. So I actually, tagged Architect. And so if you guys do flip anything with it, just know the Architect came up with the original idea, and I just happened to put my little finishing touches on it. The name of the sample is called Faith in Fruit. This is it. It's an interesting name for the sample flip. Faith in Fruit, and then I put Fruit of the Loom. Yep. Life been lifing. Let me see if I can do this. Go ahead and just put the reverb on that. I'm trying to think who was the one that actually said in the stream last time. It was Quad Squad, who is currently on the stream, and he was like, yo, you should just make a couple chords and let us just kind of freak it our own way. And so that's what I did. That's what I did. And before you guys hopped on, I actually did something pretty funny. I was like, you know what would be cool? I'm gonna see if I could just make a little quick like joint, and I'm trying to make something for someone before I actually hop up off of here. This is kind of like one of my practice runs before I got into it for the day. Let me see here. This is actually something I just started before the stream started. So let me go ahead and crank this up a little bit. They literally asked for a reference. They're like, yo, can you make this specifically? I couldn't record the process though. This is literally it. I'm gonna actually record a little bit of it. It's gonna be a such switch up on here. Yeah. Yeah. Even if this doesn't end up on the playlist, placement, I literally am just gonna like use this as a reference. Yeah, so that's the idea. It's very weird, like rhythmic wise. I'm gonna just do this real quick. Yeah, just like this. That's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, I wanted to test the water, see if this works. Don't tell nobody that I did this live on the stream, by the way, okay? Don't nobody tell nobody. Let me go and make sure I get these drums right. I just want to get these drums right. That'll be it. So this is kind of like how I start off practicing just before I start touching anything else. I just try to make something and just kind of go from there, because there might be something there. Who knows? If not, it's just like I make a crazy idea and then I walk away. And then today I'll also show you guys a tool. If I've been showing it off every single day. I've really been showing it off every single day because I want y'all to not only just use the sounds and the sound packs, but it made me think, like, I've been hearing some crazy conversations recently where folks are like, I'm not inspired to make anything right now. And part of my brain is like, you're not inspired to make anything? Like anything? And I guess I gotta propose this question to you guys. Like, are y'all dealing with some inspiration issues right now? Like, are y'all not inspired? Is there just not enough time? Like, what's the vibe? What's the vibe looking like? Like, are y'all motivated? Are y'all not motivated? Like, what's the creativity vibes inside of your bodies at this moment? Because I feel like everybody has a different experience with creativity. You know what I'm saying? I just wonder what that is. What would that be? It's funny, I'm using these chords. Oh, boy. What has your inspiration bar looked like? Has it been like on a high? If it's been on a high, then it's been cool. Two Threads says, not gonna lie, I've been beat blocked, but no glazing. You've been inspiring me. I appreciate you, bro. Sarah Dawn says, my drums are decent, but I get stuck with melodic ideas as a singer/artist. Jaquel says, I'm struggling to find a good direction, but I'm motivated to do something. So this is very interesting. So I kind of feel like I have an answer for those. The search for the perfect beat. The search for the perfect beat? The perfect beat? What? You're searching for the perfect beat? Let me open up these choir vocals a little bit. There we go. I'm just gonna make sure I go all these. There we go. There we go. Will I be I literally just made this 20 minutes ago. I just made this 20 minutes ago. This wasn't even something I was supposed to make for myself. I wasn't even supposed to be showing y'all this beat. That's how y'all know it's like top secret. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even supposed to show y'all. But I'm doing that. I'm doing it. If this happens to go on the internet and something happens with this track, just know it happened here first. So let's see here. I'm just gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna make sure I get like a lead on top of this. I just want something like really. Yeah. I can give you the code for creating melodies if you want to know. There is melodies for everybody. Yeah, there we go. Ugh. So, I might actually put reverb on this piano real quick. That's it. Okay, so now I'm gonna add a little tambourine and I'm gonna answer your question. So I will tell you guys this. I'll tell you this. I used to think coming up with melodies were really, really hard, right? But I guess in order to create something, you have to become aware of what you actually do have at the moment. So before I start telling y'all what you need to do in order to have all these melodies, let's start taking inventory. The first question underneath all of this is, how much music do you know? Like if someone said, do you know any songs from a blank era? Could you give them a song? Let's make it even more simple. If someone told you, hey, do you know any Michael Jackson records after Thriller? What would your answer be? Let's start there. Let's start from what you know. Because if you don't know anything, that's a different conversation. That is a totally different conversation. And I'll answer the question. This twice. Take away the there we go. So now I'm just about to just save this. Anything from Motown all the way to modern day, really. Okay, so it's safe to say if you can pull a record, like a record out of thin air that you know from Motown, any kind of artist that you could name verbatim and quote their music, I have really, really good news for you. You know great melodies. Especially if you can sing them. What's funny is I'm not talking about theory right now. I'm just purely talking about what you know. Let's start from that first diagnosis. And I'm pretty sure from where I'm about to go and form this, it's going to make a lot more sense how we go from here. So let's say because I'm looking at some of the comments right now. Super McFly says, I feel like I'm not using my voice and singing stuff out first. I just start trying to match things. It might help if I sing whatever melody or hum it. Now, what's funny is this, Super McFly. I don't know if you guys know what this is called, but there is a word for this. The word that you're describing, Super McFly, is called embodiment. Okay? Embodiment. Now, it's about to get super deep from this point on. How I'm about to describe this. What you just said, and I actually got to ask you guys this question too. Do you guys hum melodies or like try to program the melody that you're hearing in your head when you're making music? Do any of you guys do that, or you just don't? It's like you don't think at all. Like you don't use, like, what happens when you're making beats? That's another question. So the first one is, do you think of music when you're making music? And what are you doing when you also are in the creation space? Do you just sit there and try to match stuff? Or is there another, like, what approach is your brain doing? Super McFly says, I try programming first, but seems like autopilot. Okay. So this is gonna be a beautiful example. I'm gonna break y'all's brain down with this. So the only way that we could be able to address a problem is to break it down into small little pieces and see what's actually happening. So let me save this as idea concept, and I'm gonna answer this question because I've been seeing this come up way too much in the Discord. How to come up with melodies. Like, bro, there's way too many ideas or music that we know to not have melodies. There's way too much music in this moment that has come out on the planet. Even just from my own upbringing, I can think about songs from when I was a child. I'm not even talking about songs that are on the radio. I'm talking about like Ring Around the Rosies, Pocket Full of Posies, Ashes, Ashes. We all, like, there's a melody to that. Like ABCD, the ABCD is probably the easiest melody. You know what I'm saying? There's melodies for everything. There's melodies for even how I'm talking. The words that are coming out of my mouth have a tone to it. That's how you know I'm like really emphasizing a point. I'm going to export this real quick. All right, there we go. Fire Marshal Bill face. Wait, hold on. See, young kids don't know about that. Kids don't know about young Fire Marshal Bill. But okay, here we go. So I'm gonna break it down to you like it is 5th grade. Let's start a brand new concept and act as if I did not make anything before this. So here we go. All right, so family, we're about to get deep into some good conversation tonight. So, how do you come up with melodies? Boy, oh boy. And I want you guys to ask as many questions as you can. So, the question of the hour, how do you come up with melodies? Kaelin, how am I gonna do it? How am I gonna come up with melodies? Because the thing I can come up with is drums. I can kick a cold-blooded drum loop, but the melodies, the chords, bass line, like, how do I do it? I'm gonna give you a small framework that if you can sit with this long enough, I can 100% guarantee you, if you grab this and understand it enough, you can make literally any idea that you possibly want to. I'm going to do my best to explain this because I have dealt with this for years and have not had a great way of explaining it until recently. I had a conversation with one of our Makers Club members, and his name is Tommy K. If you don't know who Tommy is one of our very own Makers Club members, and he actually had a conversation with me about drums. So where I'm going to talk about this is from a non-theory headspace and work our way into a little bit of what I just mentioned a few moments ago, which is embodiment. So I just told you guys, and I just asked, hey, what if you thought of music that you were really, really into? Like the music you're into. He said, open Twitch and you dropped my name. See, Tommy, this is perfect timing because now I'm about to talk about something that you actually helped me figure out as I was explaining to you. So Tommy, shout out to Tommy. I was having a conversation with him about rhythm and how to come up with drum loops and how to look at patterns. And so I'm going to break this down into the most simplest way I could possibly can. So let's say, for instance, you have a great drum loop in front of you, and I'm going to randomly pull from my volume library. Let's just say I'm going to go to volume. Let's actually go to the most recent pack I just dropped. I dropped Pocket Drums 03. Let's go ahead and drop that into this session real quick. I'm going to put the BPM on 94. So check this out. I'm going to give you guys a crazy, crazy piece of advice when it comes to coming up with melodies. Now, you wouldn't think you're able to come up with melodies from drum loops, but I will tell you this. Two things for certain when it comes to rhythm. A melody is the musical composition, note-wise, of a rhythm. And so when I think about melodies, I'm not just thinking about what notes am I hitting to get this result. That's part of it. But another piece of it that I think is kind of essential, that when it comes to drums, you know how something sounds by how it feels. So I'm going to play this drum loop and I'm going to show you guys something that kind of happens internally. And this is coming from someone that is not like deep in theory when it comes to chords. So hear this drum break. I'm going to ask you a few questions and write this in the comment section and in the chat. What are some words that come to mind when you hear this drum loop? Just give me some words that come to mind when it comes to this drum loop. Crash says bounce. Okay. Africa. Tribal groove. It's really bouncy. J. Quill says hips. It's a big boom. There's a pocket for sure. So I'll tell you something that's kind of consistent in the words that you guys are mentioning. What's super consistent in the words that you guys are mentioning with this track, it's bouncy. So I'm going to tell you this. If you want to make something that matches the drum loop, think about the words that just came up just by listening to a drum loop. Mind you, we haven't came up with a melody yet. We're just coming up with words. So we think about something bouncy, right? We think about something super, super bouncy. So if you could use your ears, you hear that little weird little tink little sound? Here's how you know if something's catchy. Can you mimic it back? Do you see what just transpired? I didn't even throw a crazy theory at y'all, but you just saw what just happened. Doom do 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 doom do 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 doom do 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 doom do do da 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 doom do do. So what just happened is the drum break by itself has a rhythm. But what's funny is, as the drum break is going, there's these little pockets. There's little pockets of rhythm, not just da da do da do do da do. You can hear really, Tommy said it just clear as day, strong pillars of some sort of cohesive thing that's happening over and over again. Now I'll tell you this, to write a really strong melody, melodies are an extension of rhythm that is consistent in pulling and pushing. The reason why I say pulling and pushing, and this is going to be the most important part of what I'm about to explain to you when it comes to melodies. Coming up with melodies is not about the notes that you choose. It is how you interact with the notes you got. I could take those same notes and apply it to a whole nother drum break. It will feel very different, but it goes along to this drum break. Trey Swift says, is there a workflow template that keeps the arrangement composition process simple? I will show you. I actually have a template right now inside of my Makers Club in the Gumroad. So Ableton Live template, you could look my name up on Gumroad and see that I sell a Ableton Live template that allows me to just kind of add, drag and drop sound effects and stuff, all that too. So if you have Ableton, this is a template that I'm using as well. So all the effects and everything, like you won't even need to like worry too much about like effects and stuff like that. That's the template I'm using for this session. But back to when it comes to creative melodies, right? Creating melodies is literally a combination of pushing, pulling, and anticipation. All rhythm is anticipating you're anticipating the next thing. The only difference is it's not just melody anymore. It's literally not the melody, but the rhythm anymore. It's literally the melody. In this case, if you come up with a little melody that fits the drum loop, how do you know which sound best fits the melody? So I'll tell you this, all those words that you literally just verbatim saw with this beat that just came in. You saw the words that came in that said bouncy. Someone said spacey. Someone said deep. Someone said pocket. So all of these words, right? Think about the sounds that are already inside of the drum break by itself. This drum break is more than just drums. It's also a melody underneath all of it. This drum break has a melody in it. Now, here's something really, really interesting. Before I get into the deep chords and stuff like that, before I start breaking all that weirdness down, because I can only know as much as my brain will allow me to expand on at this moment. I might have to do a part 1, part 2. But there's already a melody inside of this. Could it be any key? It could, but you might have to actually look at it from hearing wise. So sometimes when I hear people play around with like a key, I think sometimes when it comes to production, everybody could literally be like, oh, it could be any key. But there's also this thing when it comes to things being in a key. Like there's a set of notes. Like each key has a set of notes that it doesn't change. It doesn't deviate from. So doom doo 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 doom doo doo do. That's what I'm hearing with this drum break. Y'all might hear something completely different. So literally, I'm going to go straight to the piano and play this. Now, here's the funny part. This is not me using any theory except by using my ears to hear what the track is telling me. So I'm just going to use my ears. Whatever that strongest emphasis, and this is kind of like one of the biggest points here, the strongest emphasis of the note you're hearing probably might be the key. It will take some practice in hearing what you're hearing and embodying it. Now, this is what I'm going to show you guys. Embodiment, okay? When I just sat here and listened to this drum break and my brain started to mimic back what I was hearing, and I started to sing it, what that is called is embodiment. So the thing that I'm hearing, the melody, I'm embodying it with my voice. Now, here's where a lot of people do get mixed up. To go from the embodiment of the voice and the embodiment of the keys, how does someone translate the melody in their brain to like playing on a piano? Well, I'll tell you this. Do you know your voice well enough to say, I'm singing this note, I hear this note, dun, dun, dun. I'm going to go to the piano and go. This isn't even me trying to do any kind of deep theory. It's just me finding the consistencies of what I'm hearing. The consistencies of what you hear always has an embodiment. What's funny is this. I'm just going to play that on top of this drum break and watch what happens. By the way, I don't want to freak anybody out. This is transposed, by the way. I did transpose the keyboard. So let me actually go back and do it from a non-transposing way. So let me go back to the regular piano. I'm going to go back to the regular piano for this one. Hold up. Let me swap it again. So this is the key of C. The reason I know it's the key of C, I learned that all the white notes are literally C. I transpose everything to D flat though. But that's a whole nother conversation. So just on the idea, Tommy says, can you play the first note in the phrase more like a ghost note? So let me tell you the secret of how to create melodies, right? So check this out. The rhythm of what you're hearing is really just placed on how much space you're giving a note and what you're doing with it. Because I don't have to do that the whole time. I could. So what I just did right there, right? I just started to explore. I'm in the key of C. But what's funny is, these are all the major notes. All the white. It literally repeats 12 notes to just repeat. So check this out. So I just embodied a little bit of this melody. Now I'm about to just start explaining. Yeah, so Joshua says, now we have a song. That walk down was tough. What's funny is I learned a little bit about this when I was in school, right? Whenever I am in C or like playing in any kind of key, there's this thing called a chromatic scale. If you've ever watched a video of, what's the name of that bass player? GOAT bass player. He like plays around with the chromatic scale. I'm blanking on his name. Someone will probably say his name in the chat. He's literally like one of the greatest bass players ever. Victor Wooten, bro. So check this out. So Victor Wooten has this thing where he talks about chromatic scales, and all a chromatic scale is just walking down in between all of the notes. Now, what's funny is the first time I ever sat down in front of a piano and thought about like creating melodies, I was like, how am I gonna turn that into something that makes sense? Well, check this out. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna chromatically keep one note right here, and I'm gonna start chromatically walking down. Ugh. Ooh. 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 So here's the funny part, right? That's just chromatically walking down. That's chromatically walking up. So check this out. So let's try something. I'm gonna just play the drum loop. Ooh, wait a second, that's kind of cool. Came up with it as I went. Okay, so let me tell you what's happening right now. I'm kind of jamming with this. Right? Why this just became a lot more easier to kind of come up with things is simply because of the fact that there is an embodiment happening. And I'm going from my brain to literally low-key an Arabic scale. It is. Yeah, low-key. But what's so funny is I'm low-key thinking from the perspective of like, all right, now I got the drums, I got a melody, and I'm thinking about bass. Now what's funny is I'm just kind of humming things. Nothing's sticking yet, but eventually I'm gonna come across something that makes a lot of sense. You got to embody the sound. Now I want to do a call and response with that bass. So that bass, you hear the drums going blah 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 blah. I'm literally gonna respond with it. So there we go. Now. That's crazy. So you see what just happened here, right? Now what's funny is all of this is purely just me not knowing what the heck I'm doing. But really, the only thing that's underneath all of this is for every sound that you do have or think about a simple process. The thing you're humming has an embodiment to it, even down to the drum break that you're making. Because the moment you take the drum break out of it, it is now its own thing. And your own thing, right? Remember how I told you guys, reference what you know, right? I know piano long enough to know I've heard this jazz chord. You know, Everybody Loves the Sunshine, right? So I'm in the key of C. So check this out. I'm going to do something funny. I'm going to do something super funny because I never explained this on camera before. But I'm going to chromatically do something funny. So this is a C major chord. Now what's funny, this is what I like to call a augmented more so because of the notes that are in between the fingers here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on both sides of these three fingers, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is an augmented chord. This is a major chord. Major chords have 2 notes on the left side and 4 notes on the right side. Now check this out. What just happened? If you drop this finger here from augmented, keeping it augmented, it'll now change the key of your chord. A flat major. Because that's like the middle note. So check this out. If I change this chord, check this out. This is now A major. I'm just sliding this finger down here. Now watch what I'm about to do. I'm gonna cluster a note between this third, or like this bass right here, like bass of the chord. I'm gonna cluster it. Now we got a major 7th. Y'all know when I be making beats? And I'm chromatically just walking how I'm just playing. I am literally chromatically walking up and down with this same chord. So A flat major set. Look at that. It's just clusters. Y'all ever, in matter of fact, here's a funny thing, right? Jazz, have you ever played Street Fighter Third Strike? That's the Street Fighter chord. That's what it is. So that's what I grew up with. That's what I know. So, and I'm playing it just on here. So check this out. So now I can kind of play around with it. I can play around with that. My pitch wobble, that's old school. It's just the old school pitch bend. Homie said, what are any tips for bouncy bass lines? So bouncy bass lines, think about what we just came up with when it came to this, right? This. The pocket of this drum break, right? You want the bass line to be bouncy, right? No, the keys sound slightly detuned. Yes. So I actually have a stack of keys. I'll explain that in a second. So if you want a bouncy bass line, you need something that literally is bouncing with the pocket. So let's just go ahead and mute this real quick. Let's say our key is key of C. A key of C, right? So check this out. I'm gonna embody the bass for a second, right? You see what just happened? I'm thinking like, okay, a bass is only gonna play one note at a time. Obviously, the human body can only embody one thing at a time. So if you're going to embody a bass and you want a bouncy bass, you have to imitate that rhythm and play around with this. I'm going to play that. I like that. Da, 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 da. That's that chromatic thing I was telling you about. I like that. That's actually very... I actually like that a lot. Bouncy bass line. Let's mute the drums for a second. Let's mute the drums for a second. So let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you a great piece of advice because I just saw a few things come up in the chat because someone was like, I don't know where to go. Let me tell you where to go. Let me tell you where to go. I'm gonna tell you exactly where to go. You go to where your curiosity leads you. I'll tell you this, right? If you were to really think about it for a second, just really think about it for a second. If you've made beats before, what have you actually put in your songs? What actually have you put in your records? What if you sit down and make a beat and you finish in a matter of hours, days, have you ever asked yourself the question of what is actually inside of this thing that I really like? You got drums, okay. You got bass. You probably got a sample from somebody you saw on YouTube. Those little emphases. Those things. Yeah. Now that I have a loop, how would I extend it to create something that has more sections? So I'll tell you my variation tool. I have a giant thought process when it comes to variation. So I learned that chords, bass lines, melodies, bass lines, chords, all have a thing called voices. Even these chords, you're hearing 4 voices being moved chromatically around a piano. Now, if I wanted to create more variation, my signature trick to create more sections is to literally, and this is actually gonna be a great point to bring home. I always have wondered, how do I go about getting past the 9 or 8 bar loop? Well, first off, let's duplicate this thing. Either you can go about adding a whole new chord progression, or you can now choose a whole new section to build around. So think about it like this. We just built this whole beat off of the drums. But once you remove the drums and you just hear the chords, you're gonna hear something completely different than when you played the drums. The mute button is also collaborated too. So I would recommend whatever you just added, mute everything but what you hear mostly out of everything. So notice we talked about melodies, right? We talked about this in the very jump. So if I wanted to completely do something different here, I want to do something completely different here. The question becomes, how do I change this next section? The next section is, you need to build around something else. Like, literally build around something completely different. Like, don't build around the melody and the drum loop, because we already have the melody and the drum loop. That's already been sold to us. But I want to do something else with these chords. Yes, change what you're literally beginning with, and I will guarantee you will have another idea come out of it. Let me show you. Check this out. Check this out. The cohesion literally goes from not adding a brand new sound, but approaching the same sounds you got from a different perspective. So I got these chords, right? Check this out. See what just happened? You see what just happened? You can add a bunch of layers or completely move in a whole different direction. Mute the drums if you have to in order to hear something specific. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. I gotta embody that into the bass note that I'm hearing. You see what just happened? You see what just happened? Do you see what just happened? So that is now a new section built around the same chords. So it's literally me embodying. Yeah, there we go. So what's funny is this. The fact that I'm doing this now makes it easier to think about ideas of a bridge, a chorus, a hook, after, like, there are people who literally create the arrangement as they go. My brain, because I'm more about feeling, and this is going to be one thing I'm going to let you, leave with you guys in this. My take on building arrangements is literally, and I mean literally, one of the only differences in my approach to music versus anybody else in like the industry doing it on a professional level. I know a lot of homies that literally just jam, and from the jams, they pick the best sections. Because someone will be like, is that a hook? Is that a verse? Is that a bridge? Let me tell you. This sounds like a verse to me. This is a verse. Okay. So this right here is a verse. Did a pre-chorus right here. And then right to the hook right here. Okay, right? So you have like the hook right here. Yeah. And so let's say you decide to go back. And like try and like put a hook on it. You could probably keep that in there. The back end is the pre. Yeah. And then all that. So this is the cool part. This is the really, really cool part about writing and making things, is because as time goes on, you can add strings, you can add brass, you can add synthesizers, you could literally add so many layers if you want to. You can, and this is what I would implore everybody from the questions of adding melodies. Every single thing that I just did had to have gone through 3 phases. 1, what am I hearing? 2, what am I embodying? Three, what am I going to put that embodiment through? If you, who doesn't have an idea for a melody, how to create melodies and chords, if you don't have an idea, if you use that format, I will guarantee you everything about music that you don't know yet will slowly start to make sense. You need a reference point. And I'm going to go ahead and say this on a limb because I've heard some really unique conversations when it comes to people not knowing like how to come up with ideas and like, oh, I want to come up with my own original ideas. Did you know that some of the most original ideas were references from other people's songs? And it's not like they were stealing anybody's records. It's like Hall & Oates, I Can't Go For That, the bass line, that inspired Thriller. That's how this music works. You're referencing things that feel insane. So that's how it works. You think we just getting ideas from the sky like that? Not all. Even the melody that you think is 100% original, you probably heard it in a different variation before. Your brain probably variated it in a totally different way and like, nah, I think this is hard. Why do you think like people in the Makers Club, when you hear like certain melodies, we're all referencing something a little bit differently than how we initially heard it? That's the beautiful part about the mind. The mind is going to give it a whole different variation. So that is how I would approach it. Is there any questions about how melodies don't make sense to them or anything? Is there any curiosity with that? Because I've been seeing a lot of discourse on how to make melodies, and like making melodies is so fun. Like you could really, melodies allow you to become someone that you want to be. Ain't that cool? Like you could literally make a beat and subconsciously become Frank Sinatra, or become you could become freaking Prince if you wanted to. You could literally become anybody. You could become Donald Glover. You could become Kendrick. You could become anybody. And you don't need a lick of technology for that. Obviously, you need a little technology to be able to go from point A to point B. But you see what I'm saying? Like you could really become anybody. Maybe the distinct sound choices for different melodies is still a little unclear. So I'm gonna give you this. Let me break your brain real quick when it comes to making melodies and using sound choices. Sound choices. That's what we're talking about. So I'm going to tell you this. For all these sounds that I referenced, the palette of sounds that I'm using, I'll tell you, it's a combination of a Rhodes and a piano. You get this sound purely by having a piano and an electric key put together. Now, why is that the sound? Why is that the choice? So someone said in the comments section, this is kind of like neo-soulish. This is very R&B, very jazzy. Well, if you know my influences very well, you will know that Jay Dilla, Robert Glasper, and pretty much anybody from the jazz fusion era of the 70s is kind of like my calling card. In those records, the predominant instrument outside of just the drums and the bass that you're hearing is the electric piano and a grand piano stacked with synthesizers kind of around it. Now, here's going to be a crazy kicker, right? Here's a crazy kicker. Anytime I think about adding sounds, I don't just only reference the sounds that are inside of the drum break, right? I also have to ask the question of what genre of this beat or this drum break is this pulling me towards? This beat immediately for me pulled a lot of neo soul and jazz and fusion out as I started playing the track. So that's why the chords sound the way they do, because the choices of the sounds come from the records that I used to listen to. So if you want to know how to choose the right sounds, it literally comes from the reference of where you got it from. That's the reason you don't hear strings all on my certain records. It's like if you hear like a full band, then I'm probably was listening to a lot of full band music. Yeah. Zoo Unique says this is why you got to have good taste first and foremost. And that takes time. Developing the taste necessary to even know what to choose first. I would honestly give, and this is probably going to be my homework for you guys watching this. This is probably going to be my homework for y'all. You hear your NBA 2K flips in the drums. Yes. I'll tell you this. This is going to be your homework. This is going to be your homework I'm going to give you. This is going to be homework. Hold up. Let me give you the homework. So the homework that I'm going to give you, if you want to develop your taste, take the music that intrigues you. Get a piece of paper. On the piece of paper, write down why you like this record. Is it everything in the record that you like? Do you like the drummer? Look up who the drummer is. Find a word that describes the drummer. Look up the person playing the bass. Look up the person who's playing the keys. Find a word that is associated with that person. Write it down on a giant list. And also write down the instruments that you don't like very well. Take note of what you do like and what you don't like. Because if you do become more aware of what you do like, it'll start opening your palette to more sounds and more choices. You'll start taking more risks. And I think if you haven't developed the time or the time spent in knowing what you like first, trying to create melodies, trying to create ideas, trying to come up with the next concept, trying to make something that you normally don't make will become very difficult because there is not an embodiment and there is not a reference point. But if you find a reference and you spend time with it, know it up, down, like literally become a student to know who's on a record. If you know who's on a record, you can imitate it easily, bro. That is my 411 free melody class that I just gave you. Any questions? Any questions before I hop off here? Tommy says, I hate the DX7 FM pianos. Bro, those are so funny to me. The Casio keyboard is hilarious. But that is what I would recommend the homework for you to be. And I guarantee you, you spend some time with the records you got or like you're into, you'll start learning some new things. You'll start learning some like, oh, I'm into this. How to book a 101, I'm gonna tell you. So I was actually just talking about this just a second ago called Maker's Studio. If you want to book a consultation with your boy, hit Maker's Studio, $25 a month. You can be able to hit me up one-on-one. Hit me up one-on-one. And you can be able to book a consultation. I actually have a few individuals that I've been meeting with daily. Shout out to Ronnie Spacely as well. I've been meeting with Ciano. If you want to tap in with it, literally just Google Maker Studio, Kaelin Ellis, and you'll see this link. You'll see here. It might say Makers Plus when you look it up, but you click on it. That is literally how you can tap in with me. Sheridan says, I'm in the Studio Plus. Hey, I appreciate you. So this is going to also go back up on YouTube, by the way. Sheridan, I was actually going to tell you, if you did not know, I have this thing inside the Makers Club. Inside the Makers Club, there's this thing called Built a Pocket. And long story short, I've been taking the time to make these breaks, sound packs, a bunch of different tools, right? And I decided to take a moment and be like, what if I just made a machine? Like, what if I made a legit machine out of all my sounds? And so that's what I did. And you can actually mess around with that bad boy. Ciano says, it's okay. It's still $25 a month. Yeah, it is. It's still 25. It's not 100, Ciano. It's not. 100 is for anybody who wants to get more into the tools that I'm going to be making, because I'm going to be dropping a bunch of them. The newest one I just dropped was the built-to-pocket machine, and that's fully customizable when you upgrade to $100 a month. And I'm going to be making some new stuff. I'm about to be making widgets. I'm about to make widgets. Let me see here. One thing. Hold up, I'm looking for something. Sheridan, what's your Discord? What's your Discord thing? What's your Discord username, Sheridan? Is it Sheridan as well? I'll tweak that as well. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna do something real quick. Real quick. My mouse actually just died on me, bro. Hold up. Aww. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. 1 second.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Neelock, the Beat Ninja, checking in from Atlanta, Georgia, and you are now rocking with the sounds of the one and only Makers Club, brought to you by my homie Kaelin Ellis, right here on WMKRS FM, Makers Club Radio, live at 5. Let's get it.
All right. There we go. I'm about to old school it. All right, I gotta old school this. There we go. Yeah. There we go. So that's basically it. Let's see. I'm making a new one. Actually, you know what? I might do something cool here. I might actually do something cool here. I might switch it up. I might switch this up. Hold up. So I was going to make something fresh, but I realized I could probably work on, hold on. I think this would be really cool because I just realized something. Hold up. I could probably work on my new album stuff on the stream. Y'all want to hear some new album stuff I'm working on? Y'all want to hear some new album stuff? Melodies. Let's see here. One. Yeah, I might have to work on some new album stuff because I've been sitting on it for a while, and I worked on one of the songs low key on the stream like a while back. Like I did it a while back, and I realized this is kind of like a full on. They just be calling me still with do not just. You know iPhones are terrible when they still call you after you have do not disturb on. Like there's not supposed to be a call that's going through. Like the ringer's not supposed to go off. Any of that. But That's neither here or there. But let me go and pull this joint up. I got an album that I'm finishing, and I got a song on it, and I'm going to pull it up and work on it in front of you guys. So the name of the joint is called Calm. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and delete this. Yeah, there we go. All right, so the name of this joint is called so the name of this joint is called Calm. It's called Calm, Cool, Collected. I actually did this with Jay Quell about 3 years. 3 years ago here on the stream, I did this. This is where I'm at right now with it. So it does. I might actually have some missing things. No, I'm gonna nix that. I don't even need those files.
Calm, cool,
this is gonna be for the
collected.
new album. It's like the last song on the album. This is a Makers exclusive. What's crazy is I got a verse. This is actually partially live, partially like the old stuff. It's a mixture of a few things. So this is like live instrumentation and the sounds I have from my studio. Like my own stuff. All inside of the Gumroad thing. If you ever caught my memo piano, it's in here. And I recorded also as well. So one of the original right here. I don't want to share any unsolicited phone numbers real quick, so I'm gonna see if I can get these stems real quick. What are y'all thoughts on it? How's it sound so far? Yeah, bro. So I wanted to make sure I get one more thing. But yeah. I I guess I should talk a little bit about it. So this was recorded in New York. I actually had a session with a guy named...
Cool, collected.
I actually had a session with a guy named John Bricks. And if you don't know who John Bricks is one of the GOATs. He's actually part of like the OG, like Stones Throw. And so he played the bass, he played the guitar, he played the strings. I hopped on the drums, and we did this literally last year. And I've been sitting with it for a while, just thinking about like, how am I going to finish up this album? And so if you're watching the stream, just know you're experiencing an exclusive right now that once I finish it in front of you guys, it'll help me figure out what is next regarding some of the stems. So I'm going to try and see if I can play it one more time and just see if I hear anything. What do you think I should do, Zoe?
Calm, cool, collected.
Tom says your finished songs feel way thoughtfully done. I guess you actually work on each individual sound and notes for quite some time. I do. I do. I take so much, like the amount of time that I take just being able to be like, I wanted to feel like this before I let it go. And that's really how I finish stuff. I wanted to feel like what I'm connecting to before I let the piece go. And so I'm slowly in this position of like letting things go as I process this project. It's pretty crazy though. Pretty crazy.
Calm.
So this is
cool,
Jay Quill.
collected.
Jay Quill on the vocal. I might just play on top of this. I really just might play on top of it. Hold up, wait a second. Let me see here. So let's see here. Let's see if I can talk a little bit about it before I like deep dive into it. So this next album, I'll be honest. So a few themes that come to mind. I'm actually gonna mute some of this stuff because. So I'll tell you something kind of transparent. I don't think I've ever talked about it like this before, but with me finishing this project, something I've been sitting with for the last 3 years is that I really began to change. Like, not from like a standpoint of like music changing, because obviously you guys watched me play drums. You guys saw me play drums. I'm gonna mute the Glock real quick. That was a little distracting. But I would say a few themes that come up to mind when I think about this project. I've been sitting with maturity. I've been learning how to mature, been learning how to grow up. And that's probably been one of the biggest experiences I've had over the last couple of years is just growing up. I'm 29 now. I've been doing music for pretty much all my life. I've had moments in this process where I felt like there was more, right? And man, I've never talked about this before. I've always wanted more. I always wanted the more. What is the more? And so a couple years ago, I remember I did this album called You Are Here Start. If you haven't peeped game on that album was one of the first times that I got a chance to like explore collaborating with other people. Like you got my name and then someone else's name on a record. And I remember I had like, this record called Heart. I also had some other songs that didn't end up on that album, but I remember that was the first time I ever like sat down and was like, I gotta craft a concept of where I'm at. And at that time, I thought that was it, And I had also dropped The Funk Will Prevail like a year and a half prior. So all the music that has come out over the last couple of years literally was like back to back to back. But I think everybody was asking like, yo, okay, you got some more music, you got new music coming. And I'm like, man, I ain't got nothing right now. And I sat with this project that I'm finishing up right now for like 3 years. And I'll tell you a few of the themes that come to mind. I had a dream several years ago, and the dream was me walking around in a version of the house that I live in right now, and it was much bigger. The rooms were empty. The walls were white. The windows were very like piercing, like white, bright light. And I remember I walked into the studio room, and the studio room was huge, right? But there was no gear. It was like, imagine this room that you guys see on the stream every single time you watch me, empty as all get out. And when I went down the rabbit hole of like in the dream of like, where the heck am I? It just looks like a bigger version of my house. I ended up going to the room that's across the hallway from this one, and it was my, at the time, sister's room, little sister's room. And so I go towards the closet, and the closet leads to a hallway. The hallway leads to a bigger living room. And I mean, this living room was massive. You could see a spiral staircase that went 3 tiers. And I was on the second tier. On the very bottom of that tier was a little girl wearing beige and blue. There was also another tier above that, and I could see her playing with this toy. And this was a real dream, by the way. This is like a legit dream I had. I'll never forget. There was a part of the dream where I ended up going to the master bedroom, and I see in the master bedroom there was a woman like in the master bedroom, and she was like doing her makeup, but I couldn't see her face at all. And as soon as I got closer in the dream, I woke up. That was 3 years ago, guys. 3 years ago. And I have sat with myself to ask myself, what does this dream mean? And the only thing that I could really concur at that moment was, I feel like life is about to get a lot bigger. And I saw it 3 years ago. Now, what began to happen after that felt like the complete opposite. I felt like everything that I had built at that point dropped. And so, if you haven't seen me rock this shirt over the last couple of months, God Govern My Spirit, that's kind of the basis of the album. This is the first time in my life that I feel like I've been able to look at an album. I've been able to look at an album, top to bottom, and be like, I hear this song and I hear this person, and they cohesively say what I'm hearing and what I would need to hear 5 years from now if I ever get into a really low space again. Because a lot of people were saying like, Kaelin, you up, bro, you up. But then I started experiencing some really low spaces. Like last year, I had a friend dealing with depression, bro. Like I had a friend who was dealing with depression. He was ready to do something that was like completely like crazy. And so I remember being that friend, being there for him, and he was just dealing with it. He was just trying to deal with it, and I was just trying to be there for him. I watched all my friends literally come and go. I watched people I thought was going to be in my life literally just dip out. The entirety of my core of who I was building my life around 3 years ago completely flipped. And it made me realize like who my actual friends are, who my actual family is. What am I actually responsible for as I get older? What am I actually really, really responsible for? And how can I still remain me in the process of it? I was losing my identity for a little bit, you know? And it took for me to go back home after all these traveling trips and going across the planet. And I ended up going to my family's get-together. And my family's get-together, my family's family, their last name is Governor. And so Governor is the next name of my project about to come out. That's what I'm about to finish. And so when I saw my family, I got a chance to be around my grandmother, my great-grandmother, like great-grandfather, like all of them. They were just there. Yeah, bro. I'm definitely climbing a new mountain. Like I hit like a low. And I think the difference between the low that I'm in right now versus when I was like 20 something is that like I have so much knowledge that if I were to really use it again in a different way, I know for a fact everybody that comes in contact with me and wants to work is gonna eat too. You know what I'm saying? That's where it is. And so I think the themes to long-winded answer to answer it. Long-winded answer to say this next project is circling maturing, acknowledging my identity and who I am, knowing who God created me to be, and also asking him for guidance and him reminding me that my guidance is where I was placed. I didn't need to go anywhere else on the planet except for stay where I was. It's funny, I always had dreams about people saying like, yo, you better go to this part of the world, but then all of a sudden someone was like, stay where you at. I was like, well, that's kind of counterintuitive. Not knowing that where you are is literally your roots. So I've never talked about being from Florida. Never sung and rapped on a song before. I'm singing and rapping on the whole thing for the first time. So when this thing is finished, finalized, and drops, it does feature a few of you from the Makers Club as well on this project. And when it comes out, just know I will be playing it firsthand for you guys, like finished here on the stream. So I figured I was gonna like work on it a little bit and get some sort of, I don't wanna call it a mix, but I do wanna say, man, this is kinda like where I'm at. It's kinda like a graduation. I wanted this album to feel like hopeful for anybody that is like dealing with some crazy stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm embarking on. So I gotta finish it in a month because my team was like, hey Kay, we need you to finish this thing so we can drop it. And yeah, I'm trying to pull some big connections to do it. So between this moment and when it comes out, trust me, it'll connect. It'll connect. So with that being said, I'm gonna delete some stuff and kind of go back to it. But if you never tapped in here before, I appreciate all of you guys being here on the Makers Club. We do this every single week, Mondays, Tuesdays. I'm gonna actually grab my mouse because my mouse died. My mouse died real quick, so let me see if I can add this track back in here. And J. Quell actually has a crazy verse in here. Let me go grab my mouse real quick. Like a regular hi-hat. So hey Siri, set a timer for 25 minutes. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Turn this all right here. Appreciate y'all though. Appreciate y'all letting me just share that though. Let me see what kind of kit this is. All right, there we go. There we go. I want to do something cool with these Glocks. Let's see here. I want both of these to be grouped together. Random question, because this is actually going to help me kind of aid the process of finishing this, but what would y'all say, and this is actually a question I have. Mel B says at work, but I must say those words really resonated and something strange happened. God spoke right to me with one of my clients, energy coming through my phone. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. See, I'm gonna tell you something crazy, right? I learned that a long time ago. If God starts speaking to someone or if God starts highlighting someone, that means you kind of around the corner. It's not that far off. Just because one of your homies wins doesn't mean you didn't win either. It just literally means that one of your homies just got highlighted. If one of your homies got highlighted, then that means somebody's seeing something. Somebody sees something. So, I kind of want to do something cool with these Glocks, though. What's good, Cento? Let me go to Guitar Rig for this. If I like make what if I do the because the Glock feels cool, but I guess the question is, what is something you guys have noticed in your own lives change? Because I think we don't talk about actual change enough, but what would you guys say is like some over the last couple of years you noticed have just changed? Like this is very different. Life is very different. I'm not the same person I used to be. I don't have an afro anymore, guys. I don't have an afro anymore, guys. Like, I don't have one. I don't have an afro anymore. It's gone. Someone said, when you cut your afro, you lost your magic. What? Pour one out for the fro. I like that. Kind of wonder if I could ease up on that. Kind of like that. Let's group this together. Yeah. piano though. I don't have nothing on this piano. My God, hold on. Picking the right sounds now. Guitar rig is doing it. Oh, wow. Yeah, there we go. I kind of want to have two different guitar tracks. One without the guitar rig and one with it. Yeah, that's cool.
Calm, cool, collected.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Now what's crazy is I got background vocals. I got background vocals from a very familiar friend. Hold on. Let's see here. I'm gonna try something real quick. Let me see if I can find this dude's stems real quick because he sent me some stems. Let me see here. Bro, that bass is ridiculous. I know, bro. I'm curious to see what J. Quell said on top of this.
Calm, cool, collected. Collected, soft and elegant, not just to be accepted as sincere. Decided you are not to be neglected, just cause a tough shell is what these niggas expected. In your essence, your soul, memories and presence.
This is J. Quell.
Multitudes, don't lose them, they precious. That childlike wonder is in reach, so protected. In these streets, things get ugly, but beauty is such a blessing. Your art is needed. When bleakness omnipresent, a flower wilting don't always lead to Armageddon. It's an ebb and flow. These streams go where you're headed, and if you walk down the path that's green, it's effervescent. It leads to heaven, where bigger lessons, smaller problems, and dreams with messages. You better listen. You better listen.
That's J. Quell. It's J. Quell for the one time. Wow. This was such a powerful track. So you know something crazy, right? I'll tell you something very random. Y'all gonna be like, this is so random. This is gonna be so random, I'm gonna tell you. That was so long ago, that was 3 years ago. I was rocking a bonnet on my head when I made this joint with you. That's crazy. That's super crazy. So let's see here. Let me make sure I get this stem, bro. I want these stems so bad, so I want to do it in front of you guys, because if I don't, I'm gonna be like, I have to force myself to do it now. Like, I'm forcing myself to do that. Not necessarily forcing myself to make it, but forcing myself to like get the joint done. Yeah. Okay, his name is Bronner. All right. There's a lot of depth now to this compared to where it was. Now, what's crazy is I got a verse from our very own 100 Stacks for this as well. I'm gonna try and introduce this in a proper way. That way it makes a lot of sense. Let me see here. We gotta stop sitting on our tracks, bro. Especially when stuff sounds this crazy. There's a lot of people on this project, I'll be honest. There we go. Something weird, some kind of complimentary.
Calm, cool, collected, soft and elegant, not just to be accepted as sincere. Decided you are not to be neglected, just cause a tough shell is what these niggas expected. Your essence, your soul, memories and presence contain multitudes, don't lose them, they precious. Their childlike wonders and reach so protected. In these streets things get ugly, but beauty is such a blessing.
Yeah, there we go. I want to get this little lead. Singing. Who added vocals on this? Let me see if I can find her email real quick. I might be able to add her email because the Discord vocal isn't downloading right now. It's not doing that. Let me see if I can download these stems. Hold up. Hold up.
Soft and elegant, not just to be accepted as sincere. Decided you are not to be neglected, just cause a tough shell is what these niggas expected. Your essence, your soul, memories and presence contain multitudes, don't lose them, they precious. That childlike wonder is in reach, so protected. In these streets things get ugly, but beauty is such a blessing.
Hold on. Let's see your sim. Yes, okay, I got the stems. I can show them to you guys. So, Madison McFerrin laid down harmonies on this thing. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you real quick. Let me download these stems. Yeah, Madison McFerrin laid some horn. I got a video of her doing it too. But let me tell you something crazy. This album goes back 2022, 2023. I use a little bit of theory. I can't do all this embodiment not just by like making it all. You know what I'm saying? So let me open up these stems. Yeah, I got Madison McFerrin to lay arms on this. She's whistling on it. Trust me, when this thing is finished, it's gonna be such a masterpiece, bro. So these are the harms she laid down, bro. Here we go.
Calm, cool, collected.
Whistling on it. Hold on, this is it. Yeah. Got a reverb. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, that's exactly it. Wow, that's amazing. verses at the shows. I forgot about the strings. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Hold on. Hold up. I might just let him rock the whole thing. Ooh, that's it. Wow. Now what's funny is I got her same preset from Hello Morning. I might just throw that same preset from Hello Morning on here. Let me see here what key we're in. Gotta go B. B major. Yeah, so I'm gonna go B major, go a cappella. I'm gonna go to her vocals and take the same preset and apply it here. Same background lead, well, the backgrounds on this, and kind of do the same thing. So let's take one and kind of go off of that. Yeah. Let's see here. There we go. I was able to get all the plugins that hit each channel. There we go. There we go. There we go. I just want to get this verse from 100 Stacks. Right here. Let's see here. I'm gonna add a few things. I want to add my KFX sound effects in here because I know that'll be like a compliment on top of everything I just added. So let's see here. I don't want to spoil this real quick. I'm just do this and then add that. But yeah, majority of that stuff is live recorded, y'all. I recorded that live. That was in the studio. We jammed. That's how it happened.
Calm,
This is 100
cool,
Stacks on it.
collected.
Eyes all on me, what I'm about to do. Keep my calm going. Wanna set my thoughts free, but cause I can set my thoughts free. I don't know what took up on me. Stick up on me. I don't see no other. Cause you know I really want it. Really want it. Yes, I really want it.
Bro, we jammed for 5 hours on this. find his stats, bro. Hold up. Wait. Right here. That's the end of the song. That's literally the end of the song. Hold on, one more time.
Eyes all on me, what am I to do? Keep my call going, all this time my thoughts free, but cause I can say my thoughts free. I don't know what you want me.
I might tweak this a little bit. I wanna move that down. I might do some real quick. I'm gonna do a little edit real quick. Jesus, bro, this is beautiful. Wow. Yeah, that's it, y'all. Just know this is literally the last song on the album, so there's 15 more of these. I'll probably be doing more live streams where I'm working on this, but guys, this has been insane. Like, absolutely
The art is
insane.
needed, complete.
Now, here's the thing, right? I can't even play this because homie said he didn't like his verse. There's a lot in this song that did not make it to its finality, so I appreciate everybody that vibed out tonight and enjoyed this stream. This is gonna be finished for the next album. My goal right now is to work on it in front of you guys. So if you wanna get a sneak peek of how this album is about to feel, sound, watch these streams. I'll be live again on Friday, doing Feedback Friday. If you wanna have your music listened to live on the stream, join in. I'll have a link literally live. And I'm excited to see what y'all got, so yeah. I love y'all. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I'll see y'all Friday. Peace. Out.